Hi, I'm Daniel. I want to talk about quiet quitting the USA and why I did it. I'm from North Carolina originally, and here today I am in rainy Vietnam. Looking kind of dreary out there, but it's a good day to record, and I want to talk about what it is that's going on in the US, why a lot of people are just leaving, packing up and going and moving abroad. And they're looking for something different. And why is that? For me personally, I started my journey abroad very early on in my life. I went out of the country when I was 16 for the first time and had an amazing experience going to Russia, of all places, when you were still allowed to go there, and the United Kingdom. And it opened my mind. It blew my mind, honestly. I didn't know that we live in a big, wide world full of possibility. I just thought life was just the United States. I didn't understand how different things could be. And it was a culture shock in a really good way. And I knew that I wanted to continue traveling abroad for the rest of my life, but I didn't know that I would want to actually live in a different country. But as things have progressed in the United States, getting rougher and rougher, with just a lot of things, the cost of living, politics, how people treat people, and a lot of the other factors that people consider, healthcare and safety. You know, it's a lot of things going on right now in the US that aren't ideal. And I feel like it is up to the people that want to be there to try to change it for the better. But is that fight for everyone? I don't think so. And I don't think we should be putting a guilt trip in ourselves for wanting a better life. After all, what made the United States great in the first place is that it drew people from all over the world who wanted a better life. And now it's starting to repel people. And this is just the natural thing to change. But for me, I knew it was time. Back a few years ago, after the small town I was living in started to feel claustrophobic, when the gossip got too much. And I have always loved being in a bigger place. Not that I want to drown myself in it, but that I feel like I can be whoever I want to be. And I feel free in these larger populated areas. But I'm also a really sensitive person. And so it's a difficult balance to find a place for me in particular. I feel identified as more of an empath. But lately, I've been getting more and more interested in the idea of moving to Asia. And there's an interesting country that is on the rise, Vietnam, and they keep changing their visa rules to make it easier to be here. The 90-day tourist visa that they're offering right now is only $25. And as far as visa options go, that's pretty good. If you can just do visa runs and keep renewing that. I mean, you're going to spend a similar amount trying to stay in Thailand or other countries. So it's a pretty good option because it's just dirt cheap. It's one of the top 5 cheapest countries in the world. Number 1, Laos is the cheapest, but then you also have in the top 5 Vietnam, Cambodia, Nepal, and Indonesia. And Indonesia is an interesting one. I fell in love with the idea of moving to Bali a few years ago. And I quickly got there and I didn't like how aggressive people are and trying to sell you stuff, and I wasn't feeling like I could integrate in the community well. And so I did move on from Bali and decided to just pack up and go right back to the US. But I knew in my mind that I didn't want to be there. And so I began the process of quiet quitting the United States. And what did that look like? It was kind of brutal at first. You kind of start shutting down socially. You stop buying things. You try to close every loose end. I built my own house out in the desert off grid, and I had a really beautiful, amazing time connecting with others and building a life through that process. So I had a lot of loose ends to tie up with that project. I had to finish building a shower house, and then I had to rent it out, and it was a really stressful year this year trying to finish those things. But I did it just in the nick of time, because I bought a plane ticket preemptively without those things being finished. And I took it to the very last day. And I ended up leaving the country a couple weeks ago and flying to Ho Chi Minh City with my girlfriend. And being with a partner has made this way easier, way easier. I love how it's brought us together, and it's actually kind of saved our relationship in a way. Being in the US was toxic for me. And I'm trying to inquire about why that is. I think maybe part of it is something within me that is toxic too. I'm not sure if it's something that has developed through American culture or just the intense competitive nature that we feel as Americans, where we want to be the richest country, best country, freest country in the world, and we want to gloat about it to the whole world. And the reality is that we're not. America is not the greatest country in the world, and it hasn't been for a long time. And so I started shutting down my social life. I just stopped putting a lot of energy into friendships and to relationships and to volunteering and all the things that I was doing before. And it was lonely. It was lonely. I started to isolate myself more and more towards the end. And I think that wasn't really the best thing to do, but I just needed all the energy I could get to finish my projects and to try to get ready and prepare to start a new life. It's hard to start a new life. You have to start over from scratch. It's not easy to go out and do that. And I've had a hard time with it, you know? I feel like I just hit the wall, the first little wall last night, where I felt like I missed the US a little bit. But it's not in a real way. It was more of a superficial way. Like, I miss how nice, spacious, big, comfortable, convenient things are. Not like, I miss my friends or anything like that. No offense if you're my friend in the US, I'm sorry. But I do love you. But I didn't want to let that keep me back. I didn't want to be so attached to my friends and people that I weren't going to bring with me, because I knew it would hold me back in a way and prevent me from taking this big leap into the unknown that I need to take. I know I need to be out here exploring, growing, connecting, going to different countries, seeing different places, and learning new languages, and expressing myself to different kinds of people. And part of coming abroad is, feeling like I can talk to you guys on this channel and be real and have the time to do this. And when you're living a life of adventure, you have the time to make videos and do stuff like this because, you know, this is kind of like talking to a friend. And so that was part of the reason I wanted to come over here, is to reconnect with the part of myself that knows how to talk to friends. And to really make an effort into making new friends. But because I wasn't doing that in the US, I was having a really hard time making friends. And I really do think it's cultural. People are just so wrapped up in their own lives and their own world. You have to be so intriguing or captivating to be able to connect with people, is what I felt like. Like, I gotta be on the top of my game socially to be able to be intriguing enough to connect with people. And that was exhausting. I felt like I gotta be my best self all the time. And I just feel like as a people, as Americans, we're forgetting how to connect with each other. And I think part of it is the digital addiction of being on these platforms all the time. And part of it was the pandemic, but I think that the more disconnected we're getting, the longer it is that we're gonna forget how to actually connect and come back together. It's like a cycle or a spiral. And that's scary to me. That was scary to me that things were getting worse socially. Because ultimately what really matters, it's the people around you and the relationships that you have in your life and your spirituality. At the end of the day, for me, those are the things that really matter. And it's nice, it's really nice that other countries cost less, that I can go afford to take care of myself, go out to eat every meal. I mean, I'm living like a king over here, based just off what I've rented my house out for in the US. I can live a whole life like a king, on the beach, massages every few days, coconuts, drinks, fresh juices, getting every meal gourmet, organic, delivered. I mean, this is real luxury to me. I have never lived like this before. And I don't want to go back. So I'm in this strange place where I've kind of, like, I know this time I can't go back to the US. It wouldn't feel right at all. Because I've stomped out my life over there. The flame of my life over there has been stomped out. And I have started a flame over here. And it wouldn't be right. It just wouldn't be right to go back. But it's scary to go forward too. If you relate to any of that, comment below. Thanks for being here. I just want to find other people that feel the same way I do, that relate to the things I like to talk about. But my whole story has led up to this, you know? People talk about, oh, like, yeah, I just left my life and moved abroad. Yeah, well, tell me about what led up to that. Because for me, I had a big privilege of being able to go abroad early, like I said earlier. And then I continued to go abroad. As a musician, I toured 50 shows and did 50 shows in Europe over 3 months. And it was the best trip of my life. Oh my God, I had so much fun. And then I went to South America. I've been to South Africa. I've continued to go abroad every few years. And it's, every time I go, I have the best time. I have the best time. I end up connecting with some random people and doing some random stuff and expressing and doing my art and connecting and man, I just love it. It just lights me up. And also, because I'm out here, I've also gotten into meditating a lot more. I'm meditating 2 hours every day. And that's been beautiful to develop more in spirituality. And I just think that there's so much possibility out there in this world if you want it. You don't need to limit yourself with where you're at. And you're gonna grow and change so much when you take those first steps of buying a plane ticket and stepping off the plane and renting a place for a month. Because even if it goes bad, you can just go right home. It's not a big risk. And chances are you're gonna love it and it's gonna be amazing. And wherever you go, there you are. You're not gonna literally change yourself just like that, but over time, I feel like it can inspire a change in you for the better, to make you a better person. I believe that if you work and you grow and you change the way travel and living abroad wants you to, that it can make you a more open-minded, loving, caring, and interesting person. So I hope that if you're thinking about that, about leaving the US, I hope that you do it. Because the US has this glitz and glamour to it. It can be a facade. It can be quite showy, you know, especially on the West Coast. And I don't think it's good. I don't think it's a good, healthy place to be anymore. And for a lot of reasons, the food, the people, the political climate, man, it's just getting so toxic. Just to be alive in the US, you're gonna be spending $4,000 a month. Over here, you can get by on less than $1,000. And that's awesome. If you own a house in the US, you can rent it out and just go live in Southeast Asia and not work at all. You don't even have to do anything. You don't even have to make little silly YouTube videos like this. And maybe what you've already done is enough. Maybe you don't need to work hard anymore. I'm starting to realize that I need to develop who I am outside of work more. I was leaning into what I was doing for work too much, letting that define who I was. But I'm so much more than that. We're so much more than that, than little worker bees, than servers. We're human beings, and we're so much more than productive little cogs, little pawns in a game. We're creative, we're inventive, we have hearts, and we are amazing if we let ourselves be, if we just let ourselves shine. Who knows how bright the star that we will be and become, and how that will influence others on their path and help others. The thing is, people feel a lot of times guilty or like they're being selfish for choosing a better life. But the reality is that when you go abroad, you get everything you need and you feel supported. You can show up and be the best version of yourself and help others more. It's a cycle. And you don't want to take it for granted. this amazing life. What a privilege it is to be able to be born in the United States and have the strength of that currency to go and live in a different country like a king. That's not a privilege that everybody has. And if you do have it, then you should make the most of it. And when you do go, you should assimilate into the other culture, learn the language, volunteer, help the people here. Don't just be ungrateful for what you have. So, I hope this message inspires you today. That you don't have to be so loud when you make your exit and slam all the doors on the way out. That a lot of people are choosing to quiet quit. And slowly, over the process of a couple years maybe even, work away and work towards minimizing their possessions, buying a plane ticket, tying up all the loose ends, and moving abroad to start a better life. In any event, wherever you are in the whole world, I hope you have a really good day and a heart filled with love. Because I love you. Thanks.